Back in the 1950s, Renault had a simple idea. Build a small, cheap, fuel-sipping car for the masses. Something reliable, something practical, something that wouldn't bankrupt the average post-war French citizen. And so, in 1956, they gave us the Dauphine, a dinky four-door sedan that was quite literally France's answer to the Volkswagen Beetle and the Fiat 500. Under the tiny, wafer-thin body sat a rear-mounted 845cc four-cylinder engine producing a mighty 30 horsepower. Yes, 30, as in roughly the power of a modern lawnmower. It had a 3-speed manual gearbox that shifted with all the precision of a spoon in a bowl of custard, and its drum brakes were best described as optional. But it was cheap, efficient, and sold really well. In fact, over 2 million units were sold. It even made its way across the Atlantic, with nearly 200,000 Americans falling victim to its undeniable charm. Renault, in their infinite optimism, believed it could take on the Volkswagen Beetle in the US market, and for a while it did. Then reality struck. Rust problems, shoddy electrics, and performance that could be outpaced by an ambitious jogger meant that the Dauphine's days were numbered. By 1967, Renault had quietly pulled the plug, leaving the little Ecnobox to a life of scrapyards, barn finds, and the occasional enthusiast who enjoys living life dangerously. And that should have been the end of it, but no. You see, sometimes some cars find their way into the hands of madmen, and that's exactly what happened here. Justin Cashmore, a Navy veteran with a passion for taking cars that should be left alone and turning them into absolute lunatics. One day, Justin stumbled across a rotting 1960 Renault Dauphine, sitting abandoned in a Californian desert. The seller had no idea what it was, nor did they particularly care. So, for the price of a decent steak dinner, Justin towed the rusty shell back to his own workshop and did what any sensible car enthusiast would do. He built an entirely custom mid-engine track weapon out of it. The result, the La Brute, a Frankensteinian masterpiece that takes everything the original Dauphine stood for and throws it straight into the nearest bonfire. Now, the first problem he faced was the original chassis, which was about as structurally sound as a house of cards in a hurricane. So Justin threw it away and built an entirely new one from scratch. A full tube frame chassis with pushrod suspension borrowed from a Yamaha R1 superbike. And after this new chassis, the wheelbase sits closer to that of a Mark IV Golf GTI. But that's just the beginning of the madness. The tiny 845cc engine was thrown away. In its place sits a 2.8-litre 24-valve VR6 from the Mark IV Golf GTI, sending 230 horsepower to the rear wheels via a 6-speed manual transmission and a limited slip diff. That's about 8 times the power the original car had, and considering La Brute weighs just 2,000 pounds or 907 kilograms, means that when you put your foot down in this thing, it actually goes. But Justin didn't stop there. He wanted the ultimate track monster. So he also moved the entire steering column to the right-hand side, just because he enjoyed driving in Japan during his Navy days. He then installed a radiator inside the cabin, where the back seat used to be, feeding it air through plexiglass nacre ducts cut into the rear quarter windows. And if that wasn't enough, car sits on massive custom wheels, wears a set of hilariously wide carbon fiber wheel arches, and is painted in a perfectly patinaed baby blue that screams vintage cool or death trap, depending on how you're looking at it. But the story doesn't end there. You see, in 2024, La Brute was entered into the Pit and Paddock and Ineos Oil Sema show car contest, up against some of the most expensive, high-end custom builds in the world. This old French rust bucket, now sporting enough custom fabrication to make a Le Mans engineer weep, won the whole thing. Yes, a Renault Dauphine, one of the most underwhelming cars ever made, became the star of Sema, the world's largest and most prestigious aftermarket car show. The build went viral, car magazines raved about it, and Justin found himself catapulted into the custom car scene's Hall of Fame. In its original form, the Renault Dauphine was a car built for one purpose: to provide cheap transport to the masses. It was practical, economical, and about as exciting as watching paint dry. But la brute, this is the exact opposite. It's loud, aggressive, terrifying, and utterly brilliant. It takes everything the Dauphine was meant to be and throws it out the window, replacing it with raw power, advanced engineering, and just the right amount of insanity. If Renault had built this version of the Dauphine back in the 60s, we'd probably be talking about it in the same breath as the Porsche 911 today. But of course, they didn't, and that just makes Justin's custom build even better. Anyways, at the end of this video, please let me know what you think of this custom car. I personally love it. This is my type of car. For me, nothing is as cool as an old super tiny car with a massive engine. I'm talking minis with superbike motors, Corsa bubbles with 2-liter engine swaps. That's the stuff that get me excited. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please have a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you guys did like this video and you like any sort of car stories, then this is the channel for you. So just go through my channel, see if there's someone else you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?